back, or welcome to Books and Crannies,
a book lovers podcast.
That's right. I'm Danielle.
I'm Sarah.
And we're back at it, folks.
Yeah, we are.
Oh my God. Today,
wow.
What are we doing?
Well, we're talking about The Nature of Witches, the ending.
By Rachel
Chapters
Griffin.
21 through the end.
Yeah. We did the first 20 last week.
Yeah.
So if you haven't listened to that episode, go do that first. And then
Yeah.
come back.
You better.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this book.
I did too.
Oh my goodness.
I liked it more than I thought I would.
Oh?
After
The first half?
the first half.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I have a lot of things to say about that, but we'll save it.
Yeah.
We'll save it till the end.
Yeah.
But how the heck are you doing, Sarah?
I'm fine.
You good?
I had a fine week.
Yeah?
I really don't remember any of it, so that probably means it was fine.
Just fine.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Nothing spectacular to talk about or... Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I guess it's good there was no drama, at
Yeah.
least. No
Yeah.
weird crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? How are you? How was your week?
Oh, I'm pretty good. My week was pretty good.
Good.
It was my wedding anniversary.
Wow.
So I went putt-putt golfing
Wow.
and had a lot of sushi.
Heck yeah.
Like a painful amount of sushi. And I worked.
Okay.
I read a lot more I read a lot more this week than last week.
Wow.
Because I was working.
Yeah.
The audiobook.
Yeah.
Although, I read a lot of physical book, too. Well, they were
Okay.
both e-readers. So, I mean, technically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got some reading in.
Hell yeah.
I was chilling.
Hell
My
yeah.
daughter did good at sleeping.
Wow.
She's got a molar.
Wow.
What the heck?
She's so big.
I know, she's huge and hilarious.
It's absurd. She is really funny.
She's so funny.
No.
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 Everything is no.
I know, and she's obsessed with ghosts because
Mhm.
it's spooky season.
Yeah.
And I told her what ghosts are. So we have to go on ghost hunts almost daily.
Yeah.
And bats. And swinging hats.
I also love bats.
Bats are sick. Although I don't want to
Swinging
like
hats are cool,
encounter
too.
them in the wild.
I mean, they're cute.
I mean, they're kind of a lot.
Yeah, I don't like anything that like flaps.
I know you.
At
I'm like,
my
you hate
face,
birds.
So
I don't want them coming around my hair.
yeah, no.
I have a weird fear about a bird or something getting stuck in my hair.
Yeah.
And I think maybe because when I was younger, I had like white blonde hair and moths used to fly inside of my
Ugh.
hair.
That sounds like an actual nightmare.
Yeah, it was traumatizing, clearly.
Do you remember that time we were at that girl's house in high school and her bird just kept landing in my hair?
Yeah.
And I was the only one the bird would come to? Like,
And,
it
like,
couldn't sense that I hated birds?
Yeah, and you were like the only one who hated the bird.
Yeah.
too. I was like, come here, dude. And you're like, oh, God.
Get it away from me!
I do remember that.
That was
yeah.
horrible.
I know. But bats are pretty cool. I remember one time when I was super little, we like walked out our back door one night to go somewhere. It was
Okay.
nighttime. And there was a bat just hanging upside down
Oh.
from like the, I don't know, overhang
Yeah.
of the
Like the
porch
gutter or whatever.
situation. Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
And we were like, what the heck is that? And then it was like, and it flew away. And I was like, yeah,
A bat.
a bat.
I freaking love bats.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
And they come out during the summer and just flap about and eat bugs.
Flap a boot.
Flap a boot. Anyway, that's an unnecessary tangent.
That's okay.
All right, great. But should we just talk about this
Yeah,
thing?
let's freaking dive in, dude.
Let's get at it.
So grab a snack.
And a drink.
And a blankie.
Get yourself some like no, not that. I was going to say peppermint schnapps, but that's for
It's
Christmas.
too early for that.
That's for Christmas. Get yourself a pumpkin spice. We've talked about that already. Get yourself a maple and nutmeg
Ooh.
flavored hot bevy.
And a cinnamon roll.
And cinnamon roll. Yeah.
Or a piece of pumpkin pie.
Or some fall decorated cookies.
Yeah.
I went and decorated cookies. I
Oh,
didn't tell you about
yeah.
that. It was cute. A little boutique.
I'm sad
Now
that
I
I
feel like
couldn't
a pro.
go.
I know. I invited you. I told you to come.
I
But it
know,
sold
but the
out.
tickets were sold out.
It was popping. But it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, well, I'm a pro and I can decorate all my cookies. No. I think the problem that would arise
Mhm.
is the design.
Yeah.
You know?
For
Because they
sure.
walked you step by step.
Okay.
And
I was
I-
going to ask if they like just gave you cookies and were like, have fun.
No.
Okay.
No.
So it was
mine
like
would not have turned out that way.
it was like a sip and paint, but
Yeah.
with cookies.
Yeah, you
Okay.
sipped glittery wine
Oh.
and painted cookies. Well, frosted them, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. But well, yeah, I mean, kind of.
I mean, sort of. Painted
But-
with icing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Royal icing. But now I'm like, well, shoot, I got to try my hand at it. So maybe we should have a cookie decorating party.
I mean, I would run into the same problem you're talking about. I
The
need someone to
designs,
tell
I
me
know.
what to do. Exactly.
Well, I think that I can look at something and copy it pretty easily.
Okay. I can try.
So I was gonna say, so I can look at something really easily, and then like draw it, and then tell
walk
you
me
what
through
to do.
it. Yeah, perfect.
I'll become the instructor.
Perfect.
So anyway, get all those things.
Yeah.
Including hand decorated cookies.
Yes.
Or
cookies to decorate while you listen to our podcast.
Yeah, that's a great activity to do while you're listening.
Yeah.
Or you could like paint.
Yeah.
Crochet.
Mm-hmm. Pet your dog.
Pet them. Pet them all.
Yeah.
Or your ferret.
Or your mouse.
Yeah.
Or your bunny.
My husband has a rat in his car right now.
I'm pretty sure it's a bunny.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Stuck in his car. Not just like floating around. It's like under the dashboard.
It's not alive.
No.
By the way.
It's long
crunchy.
So that's what he's doing while we're here.
Sucker.
Loser. Yeah, don't have one of those.
No.
Maybe an alive one is fine, you know?
Yeah. Something snuggly and cute.
Yeah.
Still soft, not crunchy.
Crunchy is such a terrible word to describe an animal. Anyway, so last week, Sarah.
Yeah.
We ended off with Clara having punched the crap out of Mr. Burroughs.
Yeah.
Because of the crazy ass test he put her through.
Yeah. And this section we like just jump into a couple weeks later.
Yeah.
And
where Mr. Burroughs is still around. He kept his job.
Yeah.
And she's feeling off.
Mm-hmm.
Like her practicing with saying is not really producing anything new.
Yeah.
And
she's
she doesn't
like
know what's up
stuck.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she starts thinking about it harder because she has an interaction with Paige.
Mm-hmm.
And Paige catches her like dreamy eyed looking at Sang and says something like, you look at him like he's magic.
Yeah.
And then
Oh.
I know. And then Claire's like, oh shit. That's why I'm not progressing, because I'm scared I'm gonna hurt him with my magic.
Stuck in my head.
Ugh. Poor Clara.
Poor Clara. But
cutie.
Oh.
Too early. Because now, Sarah,
Yeah.
she confronts Sang
Yeah.
and is like, we can't be anything. We never were anything.
Yeah. Leave me alone, dude.
Leave me alone.
And they get in a fight.
Yeah.
Like a physical altercation.
Well,
throwing storms
the
at each
next day.
other.
Yeah. She tells him that they can never be anything and it never was anything. And he's like, I'm pretty sure you're the one who's confused. And gets all pissed and walks away. And then the next training session, he's like pissed, walking in and just starts hurling shit at her.
Yeah.
Storms, freaking trees.
Yeah.
They're having a magic fight.
Yeah.
Which ends up in a physical brawl.
Yeah, they're like wrestling.
Yeah, because their magic is like pushing them together.
Uh-huh. Oh.
They're on top of one another.
Yeah, they are.
And like neither of them really gets out of it.
No, they're just chilling. Like,
And yeah.
hey
and
baby.
Hey girl. Hey boy. And then at one point, like Claire's touching him. And somehow there's like this surge of energy between the two of them. And it's winter, mind you.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like sprouts start coming up. A fucking tree
A big old tree grows out of the ground. Yeah.
And they're both like, what?
What's going on? She's like harnessing his magic.
She's somehow tied into his.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like let go. She's just like reveling in how it feels
Yeah.
to be wrapped up in one another.
Oh.
Both physically and with their magic.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Holy crap.
And then he says something like, if you don't want me to kiss you right now, you need to stop looking at me like that. And she doesn't let him kiss her.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Are we confusing the timeline and events? I don't know as well.
I actually don't know.
So yeah, she can take people's magic and amplify it.
Yeah.
Well, use it.
Which
That's
is really
all we know
freaking
right
cool.
now. I know. In the off seasons.
Yeah.
So in fucking winter, she used spring magic.
Yeah. Wow.
What the heck?
Way to go, Clara.
Just by touching good old Sang boy.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. But then they keep on training and like try this again, and it keeps working.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a fluke.
Yeah.
And I think it comes to the end of winter.
Well, after this, Sang brings her to see something. Because he's like, wait, maybe this is later.
It might be now.
Because they talk about, he's like, we should tell people that you can do this so that we can, work on training better.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't want to. Can it just be a secret between the two of us for a little while?
Yeah.
And he brings her to see something. I don't remember what.
I can tell
his
you.
thing.
Well, I elbowed the shelves. Yeah, he's like, I understand that feeling, and
Yeah.
here's why. And
Yeah.
takes her to his immersion house, which apparently is like a thing that witches have used for a long time, where it's just full of a bunch of plants, and they go in to like center themselves and work through their shit.
Yeah.
And he has claimed this immersion house and like left it super overgrown and crazy. And he shows her that the botany work that he's been focused on.
Yeah, it's so cool, dude.
I know. It's like he's trying to figure out how essentially to kill a plant without killing it.
Yeah, without like ripping it from the earth.
Yeah, because he says that the spring magic witches are deeply impacted by death, and also that plants like feel pain.
Yeah,
and they feel that from the plants because they're spring.
Because it's all tied to nature.
Yeah. And so he's been working out a way to like strip them of their sunlight.
Extract the sunlight from the plants so
like,
that they like die peacefully.
The opposite of photosynthesis.
Yeah.
And it allows all of the nutrients from the plant to go into the soil.
Yeah.
So then the soil is like extra soily.
Nutrient rich.
Yeah. And he shows...
And the plants that are growing. So he's talking about doing this with like weeds.
Yeah.
So instead of pulling the weeds, you're going to extract the sunlight, and then that in turn puts
feeds
nutrients in the soil, which makes the other plants grow better.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa. And on top of that, he has a bunch of like watercolor paintings of plants and all of their parts and stuff. And she's like, oh my God, you're so talented. And this is beautiful.
Oh.
And he's like, you know, they say that, you know, I don't know, an immersion house is the perfect place to fall in love or something. And like gives her a potion, a wish potion or something.
Yeah.
That contains like material from all of the plants in the immersion house, and you're supposed to speak your wish out loud and like apply it.
Put it on like
as a perfume. Yeah.
Oh.
She's like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Thank you so much.
Fancy.
I love
I want
it.
someone to give me a gift like that. Shit.
I know, what the heck?
Come on, Danielle.
What the heck? I'll work on it.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, but I don't have magic, so it's just going to be like a dirty water in a vial.
That's fine, I guess.
I guess. But I think
it's the thought that counts.
Yeah. It'll be a pretty vial.
Yeah,
great. I can promise that.
Cool.
But I think they do make out for the first time here.
I think so, yeah.
They start really locking lips, getting all sorts of hot and bothered with one another.
Yeah.
And Claire's like, shit. Like, this
isn't good. I have feelings.
Yeah, and it's freaking spring. It's not even summer
It's
where
not
I
even
have
summer.
the biggest emotions about things. Like, what's happening?
Oh, snap.
Oh, my God. And, yeah.
But she, like, leans into it a little bit.
She does.
Still.
She's like, fuck it.
She's like, well, sounds like a tomorrow Clara problem.
Yeah. Hopefully my magic doesn't figure out our connection. But then they go off to tell Mr. Burroughs and Miss Suntile.
Yeah.
And when they get there, like, Sang goes first and tells them about his research that he didn't want to tell anyone yet.
Yeah.
Because he's like, solidarity, baby.
Oh.
I got you.
God, I love him.
I know. Me too. He's a sweetie. And after that, Claire's like, okay, guys, there's new developments in my magic.
You got to come outside with me.
And they're like, oh, fine.
I guess I could find the time.
I guess.
Oh.
And they go out, and she starts to try to use Miss Suntile's magic because she does not want to touch Mr. Burroughs.
No.
At all, even with her magic.
Yeah.
And she has trouble doing it at first because she doesn't trust Miss Suntile. And she's like, it must be.
And she pulls Sang aside to tell him as much.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't do this because I don't trust that bitch.
Yeah. And he's like,
he's like, just picture her as Mr. Hart.
Yeah, picture her as an autumn witch that you do trust.
Yeah.
And she's like, I trusted Mr. Hart.
Oh.
And so she pictures him and is able to use her magic to grow some gourds or something.
Yeah.
Autumn magicked it up.
Yeah.
And they're both like, holy shit.
Holy crap.
That's crazy.
And then Mr. Burroughs is like, me next. Do me.
And she's like, no, not going to do that. Yeah. Like, you're welcome to watch it happen, but I'm not using your magic ever.
I ain't touching you. You're
D-bag. And he's like, fair, fine, whatever, God. And he's a winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then they talk about how she's going to switch up her training schedule to include work with other witches.
Start working with other witches and not just Sang.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, I still want Sang there, though. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And Sang's like, of course, baby.
Of course, boo-boo, I got you.
I'll be there for sure.
For sure, dog. And they carry on their training. I think a couple weeks later or something, they start a group training.
Yeah.
And the whole goal is for her to draw all of the magic from a bunch of summers or something.
Mm-hmm.
To, like, make a storm. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not anything high stakes.
No.
But she gets freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're wasting time. And Miss Sundial's like, no, don't push yourself. She's actually, like, being kind to Clara now.
Yeah.
She's like, you've been training a lot. You need a break.
Yeah. We put a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah. Jeez. And so they don't make her do it yet.
Yeah.
But then she's on break for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Her and Sang are really getting close. Smooching all the time. Being all sorts of lovey.
Yeah.
And then I think when they get back to training, it's just with Sang. And he's like, hey, so you got another test.
Yeah, Mr. Burroughs wants to do another test.
Yeah.
So.
We got to go do that.
We gotta go. But I'm coming with you.
Yeah. And Miss
And Miss
Sundial
Sundial's coming too.
It's not just going to be that dingbat. Idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they go to a farm or something. Like, it has a bunch of crops.
Yeah, it's like a wheat field or something.
Yeah. And Mr. Burroughs is like, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
There's this river up here, or like snow melt off that's coming down the mountain. And if it all melts at once, it's going to completely flood this farmland.
Mm-hmm. And destroy all these
And
crops.
You need to use my winter magic to make it stop. And she's
Yeah.
like, you piece of shit. The only reason you're doing this is to make me use your magic.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no. But also,
I would never.
yeah, he's like, it is your
it.
choice. Like, you don't have to.
Yeah.
But look at all these crops that are going to die that are the farmer's
This
livelihood.
farmer's livelihood, yeah.
And so just as she's trying to leave, because she's like, you're a dick,
Mm-hmm.
the water starts coming.
Yeah, it does.
And what'd she do?
Well, she does it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
she
She
uses
freezes the water.
freaking Burroughs magic
Mm-hmm.
and accomplishes it. And it's
Yeah.
pretty sick.
It is.
She freezes the whole damn river.
Yeah, she does.
The flood coming down.
Way to go, Clara.
Oh my God. Sick.
Wow.
So she's like practicing. Getting
Well,
good at this
then-
shit.
Her and Sang leave this training together and like go park on the side of the road, and I'm pretty sure they bang in his truck.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Probably.
And then she's like, and then we kissed and touched each other for hours. And then when we were done with that, we laid in the truck bed and looked at the stars.
Yeah, it is YA. Fill in the lines. Yeah, they're definitely getting real hot and bothered with each
Yeah.
other
She like
now.
climbs over into his lap
Yeah.
and is like straddling him, and they're making out in the car
Yeah.
for hours.
Come on. Come on.
Come on.
Can't just be lips. But anywho, after all that, I feel like she's still practicing and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it comes the end of spring or winter or something. Also, through all of this,
Yeah.
there is, I think it's the end of spring, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a whole plan to evacuate the whole campus come the full solar eclipse
solstice.
because, because, you know, they'll get stripped if they're at all in the
Yeah.
path, and the school's right in the path of the solar eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
And
How convenient.
yeah, of course. And there's Paige like asks her to, like, I remember what you said that one time about how you might just stay back and get stripped.
Yeah.
You still feeling that way? And she's like, I don't know.
I don't know, actually.
May not be.
Why?
And Paige is like, great, I don't want to stop you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still percolating in her mind.
Yeah.
And she's worried about summer coming because she's like, man, I feel so strongly about saying now, let alone when summer comes. And that's like the time where I'm especially passionate.
Yeah.
And like, I'm going to fall in love with this guy.
Yeah. And then summer's going to end and I'm going to forget all about him.
Yeah.
And she's like worried about that too.
I know. She's thinking too far in the future.
Yeah.
She's driving herself crazy with anxiety.
Crazy. Yeah.
And then I think maybe before, no.
Okay.
I said a lot of things.
And nothing at all.
I think before the solstice comes,
Yeah.
it's still spring. And a weird storm comes in, like a blizzard.
Okay.
And Mr. Burroughs and Miss Sundial are like, you should try to stop this.
Yeah.
And you just need a winter.
Yeah. There's a blizzard coming and there's like a class that's out stranded somewhere.
Yeah.
They can't like get back to campus in time and they're
Like
going to be
first graders.
stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's not your fault, so like no stakes. They want
Yeah.
it to be like a practice for her, and then come to find there's a freaking class stranded in the woods.
Yeah.
And it's like a crazy ass blizzard in the middle of spring.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, yeah, fine, I'll try.
Yeah.
And I'm not using Mr. Burrow's magic, so bring Paige out here. And
Mm-hmm.
also I want Sang.
Yeah.
All of you get to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And she tells Paige. Paige is like, what the hell's going on? Because nobody else really knows what she can do yet. Because
Right.
she hasn't been doing group training. And she's like, all right, well, I'm going to use your magic. Because I can do that now, by the way.
By the way.
It's going to feel real weird. Don't fight
it. I need it, okay?
I need you. It's going to be all right.
Yeah.
And so
when she starts trying to pull magic from Paige, Paige is fighting it.
Yeah.
She's like, what the heck?
Claire grabs her hand and she's like, I promise it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. And
Please,
she
let me.
works that magic.
Yeah.
And she fucking stops that blizzard.
Yeah, she does. And she saves the little baby children.
Like melts all the snow that's already fallen. The whole thing goes away. And then she collapses. She passes the fuck out.
Yeah.
And they like take her back somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, I think she wakes up and Miss Suntile's like, okay, Sang's going to carry you.
Mm-hmm.
You just exhausted yourself with magic.
Yeah.
So she goes back to her little cabin. Sang tucks her in because his nephew said he's the best tucker-inner. And yeah, they have cutesy moments, of course.
Yeah.
And are being all sweet and cute.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she gets a week off or something, at least a few days. And Paige comes to see her and is like, asks about what it felt like when she was taking her magic.
Mm-hmm.
And what it felt like with Sang. And Claire's like, well, with, Sang, it was great. I don't know. Like, I think she said something along the lines of, like, it amplifies whatever our relationship is.
Yeah.
So, like, with Miss Suntile, it was just, like, an
Fine.
authority figure.
Yeah.
And with you, it felt like we were reliving everything that's ever happened between us.
Yeah.
And Paige was like, I felt the same way.
Oh.
And they have, like, a little bit of resolution moment.
Yeah.
Where they're like, well, we did that.
I guess we don't hate each other anymore.
I guess. God. And Paige is like, you do know you fucking love that guy, though, right? She's like, no.
No, I don't. Leave me alone.
But she keeps planting seeds, and Claire's all sorts of worried about that.
Yeah.
With her magic.
Mm-hmm.
But then, it's the solstice or whatever.
Yeah.
End of spring.
Yeah. And they're having a party.
They're dancing a lot. Her and Sang are dancing together. Being all cute.
We forgot to do our jingle at the beginning.
Ah, wing a ding ding, wing a ding ding. That should be it.
I really like that. Wing a ding ding, ring a ding ding.
Books and Crannies. Wow.
Wing ding ding.
A Book Lovers podcast. You can just riff over my wing dingies. I bet you could do it. It would have been beautiful. It's too late now.
I mean,
we'll save it for next episode.
Yeah, you're right. No, restart the whole thing.
The entire thing. Anyway, what the hell? Oh, they're at the solstice partying, having a good time, wing a ding ding around and dancing and kissing and doing all the cute things.
Yeah.
And then Sang's like, come with me. Did you have a good night? And they go off into the forest and make out a bunch.
Yeah, and he gives her a present because it's her birthday.
Yeah. What's he give her?
A little journal.
Oh, that's right. She says she wants to write a book for the next Everwitch.
Oh, yeah. Is that already?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Well, if it's the journal, then yes.
I think this is her
this
birthday,
is later.
isn't it?
No, I know. It's actually at the beginning of autumn is her birthday.
You're right. That's
Yeah.
like way at the end.
It's not
Yeah.
the solstice, this
You're right.
one anyway.
You're right.
Yeah, but they go off and are making out and having fun.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Paige is like, hey guys.
Yeah, well, they're like,
have
the
fun?
party is ending and they're getting ready to go back to Clara's cabin
to bang it out.
And Paige stops them and is like, we're going to play a game. You guys have to come.
You want to have some fun?
Yeah.
And Claire's like, Miss Suntile will kill us. And Sang's like, let's do it, baby.
Heck yeah.
And
Woo-hoo!
And they go. And essentially the game is they take turns creating a bolt of lightning that they like pass
Hot potato around a circle.
The circle of witches. And if it stops in front of you or like gets you at all, you're out.
Yeah. And it's like a weak little lightning bolt. It's not anything crazy. So it's just a little zap if you hold it for too long.
You might have like a little bit of a burn on your hand.
Yeah.
But it's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
And so they're doing that.
They are.
And
people are getting out. eliminated.
Right. They're out of here.
Yeah.
And then it's Claire's turn to make her lightning.
Yeah.
And so she's like, witchy, wap-pow, look at my sick lightning. And passes around the circle.
Yeah.
And it
goes around a couple times. And then she's like, oh shit.
This is too strong. It's going too fast. And she's like, everyone back the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's too strong.
And so everyone's backing up. They listen to her.
Yeah.
But the lightning is headed straight for Sang.
It is.
It's like on a mission to get him.
It is seeking him.
And it gets him.
Specifically. It goes right through his chest.
Yeah.
He gets knocked unconscious.
Yeah.
He has a heartbeat but isn't breathing.
Yeah.
And they're like doing fucking resuscitation and shit. And they get him back to consciousness. But he has like lightning burn marks all over his torso and his arm and shit. And she's like, oh my God. Figuring she just killed him.
Yeah.
Another person. But he's okay. And then she's like, we never should have done this. I knew it was going to happen. And Sang's like, it's okay. It was like a mistake. It's no big deal.
I'm fine, baby.
And freaking Paige is like, it's no big deal. It was an accident.
Snuck out.
And she's like, this is not no big deal, you guys. This is a real big deal.
This is bad.
And she takes Sang back to his apartment or whatever. And like tucks him in.
Yeah, she turns into the best tucker-inner.
Yeah, and spends the night snuggling him.
Yeah.
But all the while planning how she's going to break it off.
Yeah, she's like, we can't fucking do this anymore. I care too much about him to like do anything around him.
Yeah.
I can't be with him.
I can't trust my magic. I thought I had it under control because I did all this cool shit.
Sad.
But clearly I don't.
Yeah.
And so the next day they get up. She does. Makes some like remedy for him that'll help the pain.
Yeah, it's like a headache tea.
Yeah. And has a whole thing planned. And when he finally wakes up, they like sit down and she's like, we need to talk. And essentially is like, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah. And he's like, bitch, don't I get a say?
She's like, no, you don't.
No.
Because I don't want to kill you on accident.
And he's like, but you're
and
worth it.
I can't lose you. He's like, but I love you.
I love you. And don't you, like, we can work through it together.
And she's like, I care about you so much that I can't be with you.
Yeah.
My magic knows how much I care about you. I know. It's, yeah.
Like, just,
it's very like lone wolf martyr vibes.
Juliet in friggin' Shatter Me.
Yes.
Instead of being willing to just stick around and fucking work through it and train through it with him.
Yeah.
No, I have to do it by myself.
I must be alone forever. It's either being lonely or having my having my magic or getting rid of it is how she sees things.
Yeah. And saying will never love me if I'm not a witch.
Yeah. Ugh. Stop it.
Ugh.
So, yeah, she breaks it off. And Sang is pissed. Yeah. Rightfully so.
He's big sad and mad.
Yeah. And she starts training with Mr. Burroughs instead. And starts like going on runs and stuff because it's summer now and she's feeling all summery but also depressed about Sang and missing him. And she takes this new path and ends up in this like meadow of just a shit ton of flowers, and in the middle of it is the tree that they grew together that first time she harnessed his magic.
Yeah.
And she like realizes that all these flowers, because spring magic, they like stick their fingers in the dirt and dump their emotions.
Put their emotions into the earth. Yeah. Yeah. And then flowers grow that mean certain things.
Yeah.
Like,
each
hey,
flower's different.
Bitch, you suck.
Yeah.
Have a flower.
Flowers. Yeah. And she sees him come and like he's drawing and stuff, and she's like, this is very personal, I gotta go. This may have happened earlier, but now that they're not together anymore, she starts going to that meadow on her runs and like planting little flower messages for him to find.
They're like communicating. He leaves them for her too.
Yeah.
Saying like, bitch, I'm frustrated.
And she's like, I'm so sorry.
I adore you.
And he leaves like I am sad, and she's like I am heartbroken, and you know, they have flower combos.
Aw, cute.
And then there are like a few things, like Sang comes into their classroom and freaking shows off his flower. Maybe this was way earlier. Like he shows what he's doing with flowers, and they see each other in passing but not often.
Yeah.
And then it's time to evacuate.
Yeah. There's another class that he comes into also. They're supposed to like do some training or something, and she's like, I absolutely am not working with Sang.
Yeah, she's supposed to be doing some group training, and yeah, she kicks him out. Yeah. She's like, he can't be here for this shit.
Oh.
While she's trying to work with other witches.
Yeah.
I also think the like mass forest fire like training happens too, where the whole school comes together. People from other places come and like put out a giant fire together as witches, and I think that's part of her like group practice.
No, that's after the eclipse.
You're right.
Because humans come.
Okay.
Shaders.
I lied, guys.
Yeah, you did.
Pretend you didn't hear that. Anyway.
Spoiler alert.
But yeah, they go on as usual, except avoiding each other and communicating through flowers.
Yeah.
And then, and then
it's so mature.
I know. Silly geese. But then it's time for the eclipse.
Yeah,
and they got to evacuate.
Bye-bye.
And before that happens, though, she gets a little package. Clara does.
Oh, yeah.
That's from
Mr. Hart's wife.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, he cared about you, and I guess because I heard so much about you, I do too.
And here's
so if you ever want to tell me anything,
you could talk to me.
You can call me.
But also here's a logbook where he kept notes about all of your training together.
Every
and
single session.
His research on Everwitches.
Yeah.
And everything that he ever compiled about you. Here it is.
Oh.
What? And
cute.
I know. What a freaking cutie. He cared about her so much.
Yeah.
And so she decides to take it with her on this like multiple hour bus trip that they got to take to get out of the path of the freaking eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
And starts reading it and gets partway through, and he's like researching how she could balance her power basically, and how it could, they could prevent it from killing any more people.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have like time on the bus to finish it, but they go and whatever to the hotel. She's roomed with Paige.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's like a moment where everyone's like, oh, that's kind of awkward.
Is that okay? Or...
do we need to switch things around? Or...
yeah, and Paige like isn't in the room much, and so she is reading this book.
Mm-hmm.
And finds that Mr. Hart theorizes that she could withstand the eclipse, that she would survive the eclipse, and that her stripping herself or going and being within the no sun would rebalance her, like reset her magic and balance it somehow. But this is all a theory. Like this has not been proven.
There's no guarantee that you're going to go stand under it and be all cured.
Or if you're just going to get stripped
or
and
you
not
might
be a
get
witch
stripped.
anymore.
Yeah.
And she's like, man, that seems like too big a risk. I don't know. She's mulling it over.
Yeah.
And Paige comes storming in and she's like, are you seeing this shit?
Yeah. And Clara's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I saw nothing. I've been reading. What do you mean?
Reading.
But apparently there's going to be a giant flood.
Yeah. At a festival. They're having like the Shaders are having a friggin' eclipse festival with music and stages and on a river.
Yeah.
Like, what are you people doing?
Why'd you place it there to begin with? Come on now.
Yeah.
And it's going to get flooded, like several feet of water, and
yeah,
people are going to trip and drown. And
yeah.
It's this whole just compilation of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And of course, it's right directly in the line of the eclipse.
Of course.
So, like, witches can't be there.
I guess maybe that's why they did it where they did it, because
in line with the eclipse. Yeah,
nature.
Maybe. You're one with nature, the eclipse.
And plus, the book wouldn't have had a good, climax if it didn't. So.
Fair, I guess. But yeah, Clara is like, okay, hear me out. Mr. Hart theorizes that I could survive this eclipse.
Yeah.
And
then I won't be a danger to the people that I love anymore.
Yeah. And I can use the magic of all the people anytime. Or, like, I can use my magic. Like, there was a seasonal debate. Like, I can't help because of this and that.
Yeah.
And she's like, so if I go and I don't make it out in time, we can, like, try this theory. But, like, if I go and make it out in time, at least I was there to help.
Yeah.
So,
bye.
And Paige is like, well, if you're going to do it, go then.
Yeah.
Go. Get out of here, you dummy.
Yeah.
God. I won't tell Miss Untitled until it's too late for her to stop you.
Mm-hmm.
And so she leaves.
Yeah, she does. She's on her way.
She's on her way downtown. Well, to the festival.
Walking fast.
Faces are maybe passing. Certainly when she gets there. I'm sure there's lots of faces passing.
Tons.
It's a festival. Come on.
Bunch of drunk faces.
Yeah,
come on.
idiots. And she gets there, and it sure is storming. And nobody seems to care.
Yeah,
They're
it's
all
like raining so hard that she can't even hear the music that's still being played at this festival.
Yeah. And these people are just like,
everyone's
dude.
like drunk, dancing in the rain.
Dancing to the sound of the rain. And the eclipse is very close out. And freaking Paige had like set a timer on her watch to be like, you need to leave by this time to get out of the path of the eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
And she's starting to try to work her magic, but can't control the storm. Like the storm is fighting her.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, what happens?
She feels more magic.
Yeah.
Different magic.
From a distance. Out of the path of the eclipse. She feels winter magic. And then she starts feeling freaking spring magic and autumn magic. Yeah. All of the magics. She's feeling them.
All of them. And she's like, I'm going to use that shit.
She's like, magic! Throwing it up into the storm.
Fuck you, storm!
Get out of here, you dummy!
Woo!
Loser!
Throwing tomatoes at the storm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yeah, it does.
With all of this magic that she has siphoned.
Mm-hmm.
And then the storm is passing.
Yeah.
And the eclipse is about to happen. And she looks and she only
like,
has like a minute.
I don't got time.
And
I'm just going to stand here.
She sees all of the witches from the school like surrounding the area.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all collectively like, run! Like, get out of there.
Yeah.
And she's like, no.
I'm going to stay right here.
I'm going to stay right here and see what the fuck happens.
I trust Mr. Hart and his theory.
I feel grounded. I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I'm staying.
Mm-hmm.
And then the eclipse happens.
And her blood turns to ice and she dies. The end.
The end. Jokes. Prank. But she is like on fire, but also frozen and is in excruciating pain, but is also starting to feel like very calm and at peace with her magic and like her relationship with the sun and is going through these like revolutionary times during this, which feels like forever, but is only a few minutes. And come the end of it, she doesn't have her magic.
She doesn't.
The sun's back.
The sun's coming out, and she's begging the sun to give her another chance with her magic.
Please help me.
I'm sorry, I hated you. I love you. Please give me my magic.
We failed to mention.
What did we fail to mention?
Before she left, she used Sang's wish potion.
Oh, yeah.
That would work out.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have to finish the other part.
Okay.
So she's like, please, son, come on, dang, son.
Please give me my magic back. I love you.
Please.
I won't ever treat you like that again. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, son.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
And then, sure as shit, she gets her magic back.
Yeah, she does.
And it feels like settled.
It's like calm.
Yeah.
Calm magic.
Like it's still strong as shit, but it doesn't feel erratic.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, do you think it was the wish potion or Mr. Hart's theory?
Maybe both.
Oh my god.
No, I think it was Mr. Hart's.
Probably. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, after she's back up and has magic, she like sees Paige across the way.
Yeah.
And all the other witches have dispersed for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And Paige is just watching her, and she turns again, and Sang is running at her.
Yeah.
And before she decided to stay, like while she was making the decision to stay in the eclipse, Sang was on the other side, like being held back by people to like
he
not
was, like,
go
trying
and
to
save
get to her to save her.
He would have been stripped too.
He would have, and he wouldn't have got his shit back.
No,
because he's not never witch.
He is not,
and he didn't have wish potion on.
That's right.
So
golly,
gee.
But they run to each other and embrace.
Oh.
And he's like, oh my god, I love you no matter what, baby.
And then he's like, oh god, what happened to your eyes?
Yeah. They're like all of a sudden golden.
Yeah.
Golden eyeballs.
Like the sun.
Yeah. She is the sun.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Wow.
And he's like, I would love you no matter what. But like, are you okay? And she's like, I got magic, baby. Look. And shows him some stuff. And he's like, shit, yeah, you did it, dude.
Oh my god.
And then he's like, oh, and by the way, while you were calming the storm, you not only siphoned our magic, but you amplified everybody's magic.
So everyone in the off season was able to use like their full strength magic.
Oh my god.
Holy crap.
Dude.
Holy crap.
Holy crap.
Oh my god.
What a freaking power.
Yeah, dude. She's badass.
Oh my god.
I love her.
I loved that.
Me too.
I just got chilly willies.
Me too.
It's so good.
So good. But then everyone comes and like surrounds them.
And they're like cheering her on.
And everyone's like, yeah, Clara, woo!
And asking her a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Like, how did it feel? And they were all like sobbing in joy when they could use their magic in the off season.
Yeah.
And they're all so grateful and thankful. And then we flash to getting back to campus.
Yeah.
And, you know, rounding out the summer.
Yeah. And this is when there's the fire training.
Then the fire training, because the humans or shaders have started to listen to the witches about like, we need to make fundamental change if we're going to save the goddamn atmosphere. We only have one Everwitch. She can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Come on, people.
Come on.
Yeah. And so they're having this wildfire training that they do every year.
Yeah.
And shaders have come this year to like watch the things
spectate.
happen and be like, wow.
Yeah. And freaking Clara uses her magic to amplify everybody that's there so that they can use their magic to the fullest extent.
Yeah.
And she's just like, woo, yeah. Like at the front.
I just like picture her on a podium behind everyone like, yes, my minions.
Puppets. You will do my bidding. Yeah. Except not as sinister.
Yeah. Except her bidding is putting out a wildfire.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's badass.
Yeah.
And then, of course, her and Sang are very much in love.
Yeah.
And I think it's about to become autumn. And they, like, are snuggling. Probably just having banged.
For sure.
And she's counting down the minutes like she did at the beginning of the book about, like, autumn's about to come. Because she's worried about what her feelings are going to look like. They've told each other they love each other at this point. And when it strikes autumn, like, she doesn't feel changed.
Yeah.
She's like, this just is my person, is my rock, is
Yeah.
my son, is what she calls him.
Stop it. Oh, and ever since the spring dance, they've been saying has called her his ever because of a song or something.
So sweet. It's kind of like, but also
yeah,
I love it.
exactly.
Yeah. And he gives her their birthday present, which is a little journal. Because she told him she wants to write a book for the next Everwitch so she doesn't feel alone. Like one that actually explains how to use her goddamn magic. Tells her all the things she's going to need to know. Or
tells her about the
whatever.
freaking...
You can harness other people's magic shit.
Yeah.
The eclipse.
The eclipse. That's what I was trying to say.
All of it.
All of the things.
And so he made her a little journal.
Yeah.
That, I don't remember what the front says. All seasons. Something about seasons.
It's
all the
it's
seasons.
literally at the beginning of every chapter in
I know.
this book. What is it?
I have the book right here. A season for everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, it says a season for everything on the front, and then he drew flowers for each of the seasons inside, like separated the journal out. And they're in the book, guys.
Yeah.
And you don't know that the quotes are from her until the very end, which I
Yeah.
thought was lovely.
I know. I really loved that part.
I loved it. And
I thought that those quotes were from the other
Me too.
Everwitch's
The whole
book the whole time.
Same. But no, it's from Clara.
Oh.
And each season, like the book is separated into the seasons, and you get to see the cute flowers.
Yeah.
Ah, stop it.
I know. I
love
love it.
I love it. But then the year is rounding out, and Clara graduates,
Yeah.
and she's planning to move to London
She's going to London to do
to
something.
like figure out how the best way to use her power
Yeah.
in an international sense.
Yeah.
And Sang is not going to London.
Yeah.
And they are going to have like kind of a bittersweet goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
But she knows she loves him.
Yeah. And he loves her.
And they're going to end up together.
For sure.
And
That's it.
that's all.
That's really where it ended. Oh.
It was so sweet.
It was so sweet.
Ugh. I really
know.
liked this one. What did you rate it, Sarah?
I gave it 5 stars, dude.
I did too.
Oh my gosh. Do you want to give me a review?
Okay, so hear me out.
Yeah.
You want to know?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Please.
Well, give it a
Hurry
5-star
up.
because it was just so lovely.
It was so good.
It was just such a lovely little story.
It was.
I loved the nature magic
Mhm.
and like the description of its use,
Mhm.
like how she described how it works. I
Yeah.
loved all of that. And it was just beautiful and kick-ass. Like the nature magic is dope.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's
Especially
my favorite kind of magic.
Yeah, especially Clara's form. Like it's so
Mhm.
cool. Especially when she came to like her grand power, like really figured it out. She has a lot of cool things
Yeah.
about her magic. And Clara, the main character, her journey is just so cool. Like her self-discovery journey. It
Mhm.
brings her out of like such a dark place, and she really finds herself
Yeah.
and finds possibility, which I think she just had like didn't assume there were any for her.
Yeah.
She couldn't dream, you know, which I loved.
Yeah.
The romance in this book is so wholesome and sweet. It's so wholesome.
I know, it actually made me want to sob.
It's like, I know, it's too cute almost.
Yeah.
Like, gag me cute.
Yeah.
But also I loved it.
I know.
And saying the main male character is such a sweetie, and I
He's
just love them together.
so pure and sweet, and I love him so much.
They're just so innocent and cute.
I know.
And I love them.
Little babies.
God, I'm obsessed with Sang and Clara.
Me too.
I love the writing.
Yeah.
It was well done.
Mm-hmm.
She painted a really great picture. The character development was really lovely and strong. And it really made the story. Like, I feel like had I not been attached to both of them as much as I was, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much.
Yeah.
I love at the end of the book that there are callbacks to the beginning of the book.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the teachers and like different things that had happened to Clara along the way.
Yeah.
And that all kind of came to a resolution and like this grand peak, and that the end filled in little blanks and stuff. I really liked the ending of the book.
Yeah.
And I loved finding out the meaning of the chapter headers.
I
come
know.
the end.
That was actually my favorite part of this book.
I know.
That was like tied in.
It felt so good and like warm and fuzzy.
Oh.
I loved it. The only negative I have, and clearly it didn't make me drop any stars,
Sure.
was I hate the whole lone wolf martyr trope.
Oh my God.
It drives me crazy. It
Me
frustrates
too.
me so much. And what's funny is I have no room to fucking talk.
I
I'm
know.
the world's worst lone wolfer.
I know.
But I hate it in a book. I'm
Yeah.
like, bitch, just let people help you.
It's repetitive.
Yeah.
Like, because over and over again, they're like, okay, maybe. No, just kidding. I can't. No.
Yeah.
I gotta do it by myself. Okay, maybe. No.
And it always resolves the same way.
Yes.
So, like, why do we have it?
Yeah.
Just get rid of it.
Get rid of
That
it.
was, like, the one thing I was like, okay.
Throw it in the friggin' trash.
Like, kind of annoying. But
Yeah.
I think that the way that it resolved was good. Like, not in a way that I was pissed at the end of it all. You know
For
what I mean?
sure.
That kind of annoys me.
Me
That was,
too.
like, my one negative of my review. So,
Yeah.
But otherwise, I really love the book. It's such a fun vibe, and it's so wholesome and sweet. And the journey of the characters is fantastic.
Yeah.
Tell me your thing.
I don't think I have anything to add. I really agree with everything that you said.
Yeah.
I loved this story. I loved the vibe of it. I think it was a perfect choice for our October read.
Spooky vibes.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't really spooky.
It wasn't
but
spooky. It was more like fall vibes.
yeah,
But
for sure.
perfect. It gave me everything that I wanted. I ended up enjoying it more than I thought I was going to.
Same.
After realizing that it was very YA in the first section, I was a little bit like, ugh. The end's gonna be poo, but it ended up being really good. I liked it a lot.
I know. It was such
And
a
I
great
love
resolution.
Clara, and I love Sang, and I want to meet Sang in real life and be his friend.
You want to fall in love with him, don't you?
I mean, I'll just be his friend. He's so sweet.
he is very sweetie.
So
Yeah. It was really lovely, guys.
Yeah. And I love nature.
Me too.
Like all things nature. And I
Same.
love witches. Like I love a witchy tale.
Same.
And so you throw those two together.
I know.
Come on.
Ugh.
Nature magic, nothing beats that shit.
Eat it up.
Eat it up.
I know.
And I loved the whole season thing and how, you know, your magic isn't as strong in your off season.
I know. It was.
And I love that. Oh God, I just loved it.
It was so good.
It was so good.
And at the end, there's the about the author, and she's like a claimed witch.
A spring witch.
Spring
yeah.
witch.
I
And,
don't
like,
often read the about the author, and I did in this one
I
for
just
some
happened
reason.
to, I know. And she has another book that we got to read
Yes.
about witches.
I know.
And so I'm like, I love that for her.
Yeah.
And for this book, it was lovely. It was well done.
Yeah.
So if you haven't read it, you should. Also, what are you doing here?
Yeah, get
And-
out of here. Spoiler alert.
But if you had, what the heck did you rate it, guys?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about it? And I guess if you haven't read it and only listen to us, what do you rate our story?
5 stars, right?
5 stars,
For sure,
obviously.
for
6,
sure.
perhaps. But yeah, super great. I loved it.
Hell yeah.
And next week, y'all,
Oh my goodness.
we're not going to tell you too much about it.
No, we're not.
Because
It's a
gonna
surprise.
be a spoopy
Halloween special.
Was that a witch?
Sure.
We can say it was.
It was a
but like
cackle.
one of those, like classic Halloween witches.
Yeah.
Not a nature witch.
I went monkey like you did in the last 2 episodes, and now I feel weird.
You can be a monkey ghost. It's fine. Yeah. So next week is a little bit off of our normal
Yeah.
pace of things. But
you don't have to read anything. Just come join us.
Just come listen. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. I love Halloween.
Halloween is my favorite holiday.
Same.
So.
I know. I'm very excited about it.
Wow.
But, Sarah, what'd you read this week?
Well, I actually have a lot to talk about, which surprises me because I feel like I had a busy week.
Yeah.
But I got a list here, so give me a second.
I have a lot to talk about as well, but I don't have my precise things right now.
Okay.
So I'm just going to give you the books.
I finished The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen.
Yeah.
And I gave it 4 stars.
Heck yeah.
So that was 145 pages right there.
Shoot, yeah.
I listened to the last 55% of Below Zero by Allie Hazelwood.
Uh-huh.
And I gave it 2 stars.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And I listened to all of Beyond the Wand by Tom Felton.
Ugh, I want to listen to this.
And I gave it 4 stars.
Okay.
It was really good.
That's exciting.
That's all.
I know. I saw both you and our friend.
Yeah, I saw that she started reading it right after I finished it. And she also rated it 4 stars.
4 or 5. Yeah. I want to read it. Maybe I will this week.
And then I am listening to another audiobook right now. The New Couple in 5B by Lisa Unger. Mm-hmm. It's a thriller.
Oh.
A spooky season. Come on. I listened to 85% and I'm a little salty I didn't get it finished. But it's okay.
That's a good amount.
Yeah.
Sick.
What about you?
Well,
what'd you read this week? Danielle.
Oh my God. Let me speak. Just kidding. I finally finished Quicksilver by Callie Hart.
Wow.
And I gave it a 4.
Okay.
I went back and forth. I was like 4.5, 4.5, but a 4.
Okay.
I don't know how much it was, but I finished it.
Great.
I also finished Sorcerer's Stone.
Okay.
Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone.
5 stars, obviously, right?
Obviously.
Okay.
I listened to it, and the narrator was actually really lovely.
Speaking of.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll talk about that in the check-in. Never mind. That wasn't talked about in the episode.
Okay. Sounds good. But
sorry.
No, that's all right. Yeah, I gave that a 5, obviously.
Cool. Great.
And then I started listening to Chamber of Secrets. So I'm into that one. I'm not very far. Well, maybe 30-40%.
Okay.
So kind of far.
That's kind of far,
and I also started reading the Poppy Wars.
I'm
the
salty.
First book. I know. I keep picking really good ones. But I don't know. I put that on my e-reader, my phone. Mm-hmm. I just got a Kindle. I'm very excited about that. But I have it on my phone because I like having the convenience of that crap. And that was the one that I chose. And it's really good so far. I think I'm like halfway through.
Well, I'm going to start reading Babel without you. So I brought it. It's my next personal read. So
well, great. I can borrow it when you're done because I don't have it.
Maybe, if you're lucky.
You never told me you wanted to read that one with me.
You're right.
We just both wanted to read it. And neither of us have it. Or do you have the Poppy Wars?
No, I
don't. So anyway, it's really good so far. I'll tell you about it later.
Great.
And we also started reading The River of Silver.
Oh, yeah. I forgot all about that.
Or is it The Silver River?
It's The River of Silver.
By S.A. Chakraborty, because we finished the trilogy last week.
Yeah, we did. So, and we were going to start Crescent City this week, but then decided that
we got to wrap it up.
Why would we break them up? We just got to finish the David Bad series all in one go.
Exactly.
So.
And we're only like 30-something% of the way through.
Yeah, we read 81 pages, I think.
Yeah. But it's like short stories, and I'm enjoying it so far.
I am too. Yeah.
Well, sick. What are you guys reading? Let us know.
I forgot to mention a book.
Yeah.
Because I kind of gave up on it. It's one I think I want to read physical.
I also have something to say.
I started listening to The Maidens by Alex Michaelides.
Yes.
I think the narrator said Michaelides.
Okay.
So
that name is familiar to me.
Yeah, you read a book recently by them.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was, but
anyways, I listened to 29% of it. And yeah, I think that I want to read that physical. That's just one that I could not like focus on enough. So.
Yeah, I decided to DNF A Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin.
Yeah.
Just because I wasn't interested because I know the story so much.
Yeah.
So
I saw
maybe I'll read them
you
later.
had a conversation with someone on TikTok and they were like, just skip this first book and go to the second one. Do you think you'll do that?
Maybe. She did say like you can almost skip it, which the part of me that's wild. It's like, well, almost is not all the way. So there's got to be something in there that's different, right? But it's also a 34-hour audiobook, so it means the book is long as shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll pick it up later.
I feel like that's a heavy vibe for a book.
It is.
You know?
I mean, it's got to be
From
great.
what I've
I really
seen,
love
I
the
don't know.
show.
I haven't
so
watched it. I've watched a couple episodes and
I mean, the first season you just have to get past.
was turned off by it.
You gotta
because
get
it was
past the first
intense.
season.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it's always intense, but it gets like better intense.
Less
Yeah.
R-wordy
Yeah.
intense.
Certainly.
Okay.
Well,
Sort of.
yeah. There's other things to focus on.
Okay.
That just skip the first and the last season and you're great. Last
Great.
season was trash. And I'm sure most people agree with me.
Okay.
But it was because the last book was not finished, and so HBO had creative freedom at the end.
Ugh.
And it ended
Why?
terribly.
Why
It
would
was
they
bad.
do that?
Yeah.
Wait until the book is out.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, last season was trash, but
Dumb.
I mean, like George R.R. Martin had some say in it all. Like he helped them sort of
Okay.
figure it out. It just wasn't it.
Okay.
And it was such a good series until the last season. And
Yeah.
we were all like, what is this poop? But anywho, yeah, what'd you guys read?
Yeah, you gotta let us know.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
And if you want to hear more about our current reads and our other reviews, then you got to check out our YouTube channel at Books and Crannies Podcast.
Yeah.
We do weekly check-ins about all the things we're reading outside the podcast.
Yeah, we do.
And we read a lot. So
Yeah.
there's lots to talk about.
You know what I saw recently?
What?
Hi, YouTube.
Hey.
YouTube is now starting on a day. I don't remember when. We can upload up to 3-minute shorts. So we can start uploading our reviews to shorts.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I guess we can double it up. It'll be in the check-in and the shorts.
Yeah.
Sure,
I feel
why
like
not?
that's okay.
Yeah. That's fine.
Condense it.
We did talk about like parsing out reviews from the check-ins anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool.
So now we know.
So you can find our reviews there and also on TikTok and
Yeah.
Instagram. And you can find us at Books and Crannies Podcast and all the things.
all of the things.
But please follow us, subscribe, like the things, comment, engage with us. We really love talking to you guys.
If you're on YouTube, hit the notification bell to get notified anytime we upload a video.
Obviously.
And if you're listening on a podcast platform, please leave us a rating.
Please do. It would mean a lot. Sorry if you heard my dog being weird.
Just slammed his butt into the closet door.
And it's like a freaking metal door. I hate that crap. Anyway,
Anyways.
we love you guys.
Yeah,
Thanks
we
for
do.
hanging out with us. And get ready for our Halloween special.
Ooh. And happy freaking reading.
Happy reading.
Okay, bye.